let's talk for a second about cats.
Okay, so let's talk about cats.
Imagine if cats sued this podcast.
Honestly,
they don't have the money.
With the fact that
you know, here's the thing about Cats. It's not a good movie.
No.
But we're talking about cinematic history right now. First of all, we're talking about the culmination of overblown budgets, which is something that has been going on for the last, 5 years at least, ever since the Avengers walked onto the scene. But this is it. This is what people are talking about, that you're giving these movies too much money, this amount of money to exist, and we're finally seeing that bite them in the ass more. This movie set a new precedent in film that they made a mistake in the render and had to send out new copies of the movie while the movie was still in theaters. So forever, we will be talking about Cats because this is the first time that this has done that.
I did not see this movie. We did a whole breakdown on Cats. I want to talk about why I didn't go see this movie.
But
every review that I have been seeing since it's coming out has been saying, even your review, you called this movie fucking boring and you would rather watch Hellboy 3 times than see this movie
I
again.
did
But
say
I'll
that.
tell you what. I did not have fun seeing this movie, but my imagination is running fucking wild. And part of that is from shit that I can only see in this movie. And just sitting here musing about how a 2-hour shit show like this came together is so fun to me. And I think it really is. If I had just seen the trailer, I would have had some of that. But I think this is the kind of fuck up that you have to show up and you have to see to even understand the severity of it.
Also, my other main thing, I saw a clip on Reddit where Rebel Wilson eats some termites that are also
No, they're
cockroaches.
cockroaches.
With humanoid faces.
Yep. I know. I saw the clip, and then it's like 10 seconds. The camera does a terrible maneuver, and it turns upside down, and then she eats some off the table, and then she takes off her fursuit to reveal that she is wearing clothes, but also still a cat. And these 10 seconds made me so deeply uncomfortable.
Jeremy,
I
when
cannot
we
watch
were
a
in the
whole movie
theater-
of this. I would have gotten up and not sat through the whole thing. I cannot.
We were with kind of an older crowd, and there were people laughing at it for sure, but one woman started crying at the end of the movie.
The movie itself, obviously, because you're putting you know that it's fucked up. It looks fucked up. Like the whole thing looks fucked up, and you're not even looking at it from a technical standpoint. It just looks like a fucked up nightmare, and we get that. But the issues by us saying that it's boring and that it's just exposition and singing and blah blah. That is not an issue with the movie. That is an issue with the play. That is an issue with the actual source material that they took, because this is pretty spot on to what it is on Broadway, or what it was on Broadway, which was then also derived from a book of just poems. How the fuck are you making a musical and then a movie?
Not narrative poems either.
Just about poems. That's where my main issue comes in, is that it wasn't necessary. So you can't really dog the movie for something that the play got away with in the 80s when Coke was available to everybody so readily.
The play gets away with it because the play can still sell you that
The
people
play
are
is
dancing
a
and they're
spectacle.
real.
That is why
Right.
it gets away with it.
So
the movie is not. I mean, it is, but it's for
another
totally
thing I
different.
wanted to tell you, and I wanted to ask you, have you ever been so uncomfortable in a movie that you had to stand up and walk out of the theater?
Me?
Yes.
I'm saying that's what would have happened with this movie, which is why
that
part of
is-
why I didn't want to see it.
I didn't walk out for the whole thing. I walked back in. I'm not talking about like I'm walking out of this movie, it sucks, like we did for Hellboy. I was so uncomfortable at one point in this movie that I had to take a break. I had to stand up and leave.
That is literally
I
what I
played
said.
Yahtzee in the middle of it.
That
because
is
I was
literally what I
uncomfortable.
said. I watched Rebel Wilson eat a cockroach person and then take off her fursuit to reveal clothes but still be a cat underneath. I literally said that I felt that made me so uncomfortable that if I watched that in a theater, I would have had to leave.
Would you believe that that was not the part that did it?
Yes.
There was a scene in this movie where there's a cat. So the movie's about a cat cult that is trying to achieve death.
Jellicle cats.
The Jellicle cats, which is the gang of cats, start chanting around Judi Dench. I don't even remember what they're saying. They may just be saying Jellicle cats, Jellicle cats.
I think that's what they're saying.
But they're chanting it in this like
I
demonic
didn't see the movie,
chorus.
but I also think that's what they were saying.
And then Judi Dench, who doesn't speak until this, looks directly at the camera and her eyes like widen up, and she starts going, Jellicle cats, Jellicle cats. And honestly, if the movie had if the screen had started turning red like a shitty edit that I used to do, I would have been totally cool with it. I had to get up and go to the bathroom, not because I was scared, but because my skin was literally crawling. Like I needed a break.
And then in the last 7 minutes of the movie, it's just Judi Dench looking at the camera, singing to it about the rules.
But she's not singing. She's just
she's
speaking.
sing-songing kind of, about the rules of cats.
Of being a cat.
No, not being of cats.
How to treat your cat.
Because it's how to treat your cat. She's literally giving you a list of things to do to how to treat your cat.
Nothing about anything you have ever said has made me want to see this movie at all.
And yet,
we said it in our breakdown. I am deciding this is officially going on my list of movies that I will never see.